Welcome to the Shorewood Criterium. This is day 9 of Tour of America's Dairylands. Lots of left-hand turns. It's a box. Small chicane on the backside. Start off with, thought about attacking at the beginning, but this course actually ended up playing pretty fast. I think we were just shy of 30 miles an hour as an average for the whole race. But we are sitting second in the overall with my teammate Clayton. After yesterday, I believe he got 4th, so pretty good points there. And here Wolfgang in, I think, 3rd in the overall, and then Lucas Burgoyne started next to, who is going to be 1st in the overall during this day. So the overall points were really close. There were like 2 points separating 1st from 3rd. And we are thinking this race is likely going to break down into a sprint. I was staying up at the front just as much as I could. There were a lot more dudes in this race than we were used to for the whole one, for like the rest of the series. So people are just coming in for the weekend and doing the last few races, which made the racing much different from what it had been. Speaking of which, there is Rainstorm back again, Danny Summerhill on the right there. They've got Fergus Arthur, Jordan Parra, Jaime Castaneda, Brian Gomez, and Alfredo Rodriguez. And then we've got the ABC guys in Josh Anderson from Tour de Beauce. A lot of guys who came over from Tour de Beauce. Some of the Project Echelon dudes. Ethan Crane had crashed out during the Mount Pleasant race with Florence Nauer, so lost a few guys there, and lost some other dudes to some crashes too, some of the Team 6 guys. But we are expecting it to continue to be a fast series, and Clayton and I are feeling a little better into this one. And I think the day before, our legs kind of showed us that we weren't getting as tired as a lot of the other guys. Jumping onto one of the 5411 guys' wheel, and Team 6 guy decided to send it up the right side there, first lap, which was great. A little bit later on in the race here, and we're going for the Lowland Lions points. There's like a points sprint competition, and Florence Nauer is out after that Mount Pleasant crash. And so the race is open for that. The points are much more at the end here, so we can all catch back up. There's Tom Chester right in front of me, and then Clever Martinez is going for those points too. I decided to attack a little bit early into this final corner, hopefully get a gap. I think Marcos Mendez there accelerated a little bit, got them close to my wheel, and then Clever Martinez and Tom Chester there were just duking it out with each other. I think they were kind of benefiting off of each other, having a little bit of a draft into this final straight to kick around, and I'm not sure who got it, but I believe it was Tom there who jumped on Claver's wheel and was able to get those points. A little bit later on in the race, apologies for the overlay. My Brighton head unit actually broke at the beginning of the series, and it has been going in and out because it's in my pocket because the little tabs broke off and I can't mount it onto my bike anymore. So it has not been connected to the power meter and heart rate stuff. But here we have Eric Hill on the front pulling some stuff back for his guys. Cade Bickmore, I think during this race, took a handful of money in preems, like $2,000 or something like that. And Eric Hill was pulling stuff back in between that. It was also his birthday that day. Eric actually runs Project Echelon, so you can see him on the right there in the blue. And this is, I believe, a preem lap. So Eric was getting us a little bit closer to this group, and I was just staying up towards the front, trying to see if there were good moments to send it, try to test the legs a little bit, going for the sprint with Clayton there, and there's a little bit of a gap into this final corner. But after doing that Lowland Lions sprint, I knew I had some good legs, so I sent it into the last corner here, and those guys were kind of looking at each other. I think Ryan Gorman on the front was doing what he could to have all that momentum out of the corner, but they had been in a breakaway for quite some time, and I had some good momentum out of that corner, sprinting pretty hard, and then got Ryan at the line here for like $150 preem. But there were 11 laps to go at this point, and yeah, pretty much stayed together. There were some field splits, but you can see Rainstorm through this last lap, which is what we're on now, has their train together. I have Clayton on my wheel, and one of the Rainstorm dudes threw their bottle at the curb there, bounced back into the field, but we're all fighting for good position. You can see Josh Straub on the left there, this Team Bear guy on the left as well, Josh Anderson scooting up onto the right, and my job is going to be to get Clayton. Oh, Josh slipping a little bit in that corner. My job is going to be to get Clayton as far up as I can. I know he's on my wheel at this point, and so I'm just going to start eating wind and bring him as close to the train as I possibly can. Apparently I kicked a little too hard to get him up here, so I had to back down a little and then like slowly build it back up. But here on the left, Lucas Burgoyne and Wolfgang were fighting for that Rainstorm train, and they were fighting pretty hard. Wolfgang came around that last corner pretty hard, took a lot of my space away, and then yeah, into the chicane there. They had both done quite a big effort just to stay on that train, where I dropped Clayton off right here, and then my day is pretty much done as far as teamwork does, so I'm just going to finish in the best spot I possibly can. So into the last straight, Rainstorm has their train almost fully assembled still, and they ended up sweeping the podium on this day, which was not super surprising. You can see Clayton on the left there kicked really hard and actually managed to get fourth, kicking from like 10 wheels back, which was pretty cool. But I think I ended like 12th. And yeah, Rainstorm guys, Jordan Parra, Alfredo, and Brian swept the podium there. Pretty dominant display. But on to the next day. Thanks for watching. See ya.